Hi guys, very good day from Fulvio over here today in Singapore. We are actually at the co-working space Club Co having lunch. I'm having a beautiful Vietnamese sandwich and a cup of green tea just to relax in my lunch break. But I thought that I could use this time for sharing one aspect that keep coming back over and over again every day. I speak to a lot of people that they stress a lot about things that they can't control, and uh, let's look into it. I thought, okay, maybe this short video can just help you facing some of the everyday challenges in an easier way, in a better way. So not only in life, in business, there will always be areas that you can control and things that you can't control. And I'll give you a couple of examples about that. But make sure that you don't get to hang up for things that you can't control, and that you stay focused on making an impact on things that you can actually control. Because in the end of the day, every minute of your life that you're investing on things that you cannot control is just wasted. And so let me give you an example of things that you can control and things that you cannot control. What you can control is everything about you. Everything that if you change, for instance, your way of looking at things, that is definitely up to you, and how you can influence yourself in looking at problems, opportunities. Things that you cannot control, on the other hand, are things that are up to others. So, for instance, in business, let's say that you are a salesperson and that you are waiting for a contract. What can you control? The thing that you can control is that you give, you first of all, you make sure that you have all your paperwork ready and handed over to the client at the right time, well beforehand. Thing that you can control is that you have done all the right due diligence in understanding who is actually supposed to be reviewing the paperwork. You understand the procurement process. You understand if there is anyone that can veto the buying decision. And this is all are all aspects that you can control. As long as you have asked the right questions to the right people, you can control it. You also need to have control over the sales process, and therefore, if you understand the sales process intimately, then definitely this is something you can control and you can have a better understanding. Things that you cannot control, well, would you be able to know or to control if the client is falling ill? Would you be able to control if there is a last minute business trip, unplanned business trip of the client? What about if some of the signatories are not actually able to be present? Well, really, that is something you cannot control. So that's the most important thing. If you plan well and you give all paperwork to the right people that need to sign well in advance, then you can diminish the impact of things that you cannot control. But having said that, does it make any sense getting very stressed up at the end of the sales cycle when you're waiting for paperwork to come in? Just because something that is beyond your control is not happening? Well, not really. You cannot change it. You cannot impact it. And if you cannot change it, you cannot impact it, then what's the point of wasting time and energy on it? So yeah, this is a typical example. Another example, which is probably it does apply to more people. Let's say that you are flying, and I know of a lot of people, definitely I'm one of them, that get very stressed when there are turbulence on during your flight. And sometimes it's something that is really within yourself. But reality is that there is absolutely no sense to get so stressed up and so anxious about something that really is upon the pilot, is upon the proper preparation of the aircraft, is upon the proper route that the pilot and the crew should follow. So is there any reason why you should get stressed up for flight turbulence? Well, really not. It's not up to you. And last thing, again, a lot of people that I talk to, including some of my clients, some of my friends, They tend to get very stressed by things that are happening in the office. For instance, let's say new management is changing direction, and they end up being very, very worried or very upset that something might happen to them. Again, is this something that you can change? Is this something that you can impact? Because if it is, fine, you can actually do your best in order to impact some of the stakeholders, and but reality is that very often it's not up to you. So if that is the case, why get hung up so much about things that are beyond your span of control? Just focus on your job, focus on your attitude, on your mindset. That is something that you can actually control, and just leave any major decisions that need to be taken to people that are actually able to impact this. And if in the worst case scenario you really feel, for instance, that your job might be at stake, well, the only thing you can control is actually building a healthy pipeline of other potential jobs that you can really get into, step into in the moment in which your role might actually disappear. Or on the flip side, make sure that you are actually doing your job at the best and you are delivering great performance, because ultimately if someone need to be made redundant, definitely wouldn't be great people which are contributing, but would, of course, any redundancy will start from the low performers. Here we go. So these few words hopefully are going to help you. Just remember, when things are happening, understand very clearly what you can impact, what you cannot impact, and if you can make your dent on things that you can impact, fine. If there are things that you cannot actually change, just relax and save your energies for when the time is right for you to really make a difference. I hope this helps. Have a very good day. Good day. Bye bye.